All right, I had to do this video. I couldn't wait, and I would love to just sit and really. I just got. I don't even know what to say. I was. Let me start at the beginning. I was commenting on Ravi Zachariah's talk. He's got a talk on here, and Ravi is very annoying. He says things. Thunderfoot did a video refuting some of his stuff, and he comes off very condescending. And he's a good speaker. I can understand why confused people listen to him. But I was making some comments. So somebody, Hexus Zygarut Garat, sent me a thing saying there are literally. So I told him in my comments I was saying that these are stories. The Bibles are just stories. All right. So his comment to me was there is not a single piece of literary work in all of mankind or humankind that has as many supporting documentations as the Bible. It has tens of thousands of supporting documents. Okay, so I asked him for evidence. I gave him some of my evidence, and I said, well, give me some of this great evidence that you have, some of these tens of thousands of supporting documents. I would love to see the supporting evidence of the Bible. So he sends me probably the funniest thing I ever read in my life. I didn't even read it all yet. I had to make the video before I could finish reading it. It's by Keith Mason. It says evidence supporting the truth of the Bible. All right. So it starts off with the earth is created by God. All right. The earth is created by God, and then he starts talking about the universe, which is I just want everyone to know there is a difference between the earth and the universe. All right, so the universe is kind of bigger than the Earth. All right, so we are on a little tiny planet. Okay, if you took one of our atoms, I can't do the exact math. You take one of our atoms in my body. Okay, that is the size of the Earth, and then you put that. One of the atoms in my body compared to the actual Earth is the size of the Earth compared to the universe. All right, so it is ridiculous how small it is. So to think that to go, oh well, God created the earth and he created all this other stuff, millions of billions of galaxies and things, just so we can have some light and some things to look at, so we can make some magic pictures in the sky of signs. Okay, is ridiculous. All right, anyway, so let me just start it because I'm going to run out of time. It says, so the universe, how did it happen? Well, there's only three possibilities. Here are the three possibilities of the evidence of the Bible. All right, it emerged spontaneously out of nothing. All right, so that's got to be a possibility. However, one basic rule of physics says that something cannot come from nothing. Now, I'm assuming he's talking about the Big Bang Theory, which does not say that something came out of nothing, which is going to talk about next. But anyway. Something came out of nothing. That's the first explanation. It has always been there. So that's the second one, which defies the law of thermodynamics. All right, which I guess God defies the rule of thermodynamics because apparently God has always been there. All right, but I know God's outside of the universe and he's an outside thing. Of course, the universe couldn't have come from something outside of itself, right? It couldn't have come from another dimension. It couldn't have been a singularity that came through a dimensional to another dimension. Couldn't have done any of that stuff. And then that dimension's around. How do you know the laws of thermodynamics exist in a different dimension? Okay, that's just how it goes. I know that seems weird, but watch. Why don't you do some actual science? Look about string theory and quantum theory, and look up some stuff about other dimensions because they are real. Okay, so I know it's unscientific to you because you haven't read any science. All right, so. However, but that would very easily then say it didn't come from nothing, it came from another dimension, and it might be in the same dimension God's in. Okay, so anyway, so I guess there are only three possibilities. The third one is it's created. Okay, and I think this is the most logical choice out of what remains of those three things. So it came out of nothing, it's always been there, or it was created by some knowing being who created everything in the universe. Right? That is the most logical choice. Magic Man did it. Anyway. The next thing here, it talks about the Big Bang Theory, okay? It says, scientists say that 15 billion years ago, a huge cosmic ball exploded. Living matter was somehow formed, and the matter developed the ability to see, hear, and smell, and eventually grew arms and legs, although they first were fins. Yes, okay? After millions of years of evolution, here we are with a 3-pound brain compounded of 12 billion neurons and blah, blah, blah. That's like saying a bomb exploded in a junkyard and then put together a running automobile. No, it isn't. Okay, a bomb exploding and an automobile are not put together by living matter. Okay, that's the problem. You can't. This is the same thing that Kirk Cameron and Ray Uncomfortable does say us all the time. Okay, that something exploded and everything came together. No, there's a difference between living matter and this glass. Okay, and this clipboard. That's not living matter. That's not going to come together. It's not going to evolve. Like when I cut my skin and I bleed a little bit and then it heals. It goes together. If I drop the glass, it shatters. It doesn't grow back together. It's different. There's a difference between inorganic material and organic material, and life and non-life. Different things. Okay, so your analogies are stupid. Stop saying them. Okay, and just because you don't understand evolution and you want to trivialize it, since you've just trivialized 4 billion years of evolution into, somehow a brain came out of nowhere and fish and arms and legs. Yes, if you want to simplify it to nothing, sure, you can say that, and then it would be true. If you want to go into actually the details of how it actually works, then you'll even know why it's true. Next up, macroevolution versus microevolution. There is no difference. I'm just going through points. So the first 3 points of the evidence of the Bible have been ridiculous. But macroevolution versus microevolution. What is the difference between the two? Please explain it to me. Apparently, creationists believe that there can be microevolution, but there can't be macroevolution. Okay, it's the same thing. It's just longer amount of time. That's like saying I believe I can walk from here to my car, but I couldn't walk from here across the street. Okay, because my car is still on my driveway and it's still a part of my house. But there is no way I could possibly leave my house and go across the street to somebody else's house, because it's impossible. It wouldn't be able to happen. It's a totally different house, right? No, you just keep walking. Okay, you take one more step and one more step and one more step, and eventually you will get to something different. That's how evolution works, all right? So dogs have been being evolved, but they talk about the domestication of dogs. We believe that domestication of dogs happened. Well, how about this? Why don't we keep domesticating dogs already? We can't breed a Chihuahua with a Great Dane, okay? And yes, they are still dogs. Given another 10,000 years, okay? And see what happens if you keep doing that. It changes into something different. It's a different species. That's how it goes. That's why horses and zebras and donkeys and all these things look somewhat the same, because they all came from a common ancestor. That's why all monkeys look the same. Even though they're all different species of monkeys, they came from a common ancestor. Duh. Okay, why? How can you believe it? I believe in microevolution. I believe small changes can happen, but I don't believe big changes can happen if you spend more time. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, fact or theory is the next one here. Oh, my favorite. Fact or theory. Please learn what the difference between a fact and a theory is. I have a different video on this. You can watch a million YouTube videos and figure it out. A fact is something that is a fact. It's observable. You see it and it happens, okay? I'm holding up 2 fingers. Fact, okay? A theory is explanation of facts. So here are a bunch of facts, all right? I pick this pen up. It falls. I pick it up again. It falls. I pick it up again. It falls, all right? Another fact. It fell again. The theory of gravity is why that keeps happening, okay? That's what the theory is. And now if one of these times when I pick up this pen and drop it, if it just went, whoop, and it just stayed there, then the theory of gravity wouldn't be true. But you know what? It keeps falling. You know why it keeps falling? Because gravity effing happens. Same thing with evolution. It's a theory. And he talks about on here how, well, it's never going to be a proven fact because there are always new evidence. Yes, there's always new evidence. Watch. Okay, more evidence that proves gravity, more evidence that proves gravity, more evidence that proves gravity, okay? Just like evolution, every single thing we've ever found, comparative anatomy, whether it's a DNA sequence wasn't around, all of a sudden that came together, and guess what? Evolution stayed the same. Embryology, when that study came out, we said, oh my God, everything fits in the same evolutionary tree. The fossil record, everything falls in the same tree. When they look at how bones and structure, everything falls in the same evolutionary tree. Everything. Every single piece of evidence that's ever come in falls into the same evolutionary trait. Every single pattern, every single thing. So yes, so therefore, now if something didn't, that's the great thing about science. If we found something that didn't, we'd say, wait a second, there might be something wrong with the theory. But you know what? That doesn't happen. Anyway. Okay.